El progreso y gracias a la misericordia. This is another videos on the series on las bóvedas. I don't know if you've seen the other videos on las bóvedas espirituales. This one is just a simple layout on what is a bóveda or mesa espiritual. I got an email, well actually I got various emails, and people just were wondering if the elements are represented or if espiritistas know that the elements are represented in la mesa espiritual or la bóveda. And well, most actually don't, but they are. All elements are represented on la mesa espiritual usually. If you notice right here in el fuente espiritual, this is the element, of course, of water. Okay. Then you got the incense smoke, which of course is the element of air. Usually gonna have flowers in your mesa, when you're bóveda, that represents the element of earth. Okay. Again, tobacco, the candles represent the element of fire. As would the cigar, you know, it would represent the element of fire as well as earth. Here I have a palo santo, which I light up usually. You can tell this one I've used various times. You know, I use this to cleanse individuals or purificar individuals who don't like tobacco smoke. So, you know, I light this up. And of course this would represent, well, wood, but it also represents fire and air. And it's got this nice sweet smell. So yeah, that element, you know, those three elements are represented in el palo santo. Let's see, so we got earth, air, fire, water. We also, the element of metal is represented here by the cross. The element of wood, again, is represented by el palo santo or by the roots or the flowers as well. Another thing people were asking me about the various cintas. You know, right here I've got the typical, you know, colors for the four elements: earth, air, fire, water. Earth could be brown, and metal could be a silver cinta. Also, the cintas could go depending on what spirit you're working with. Let's say is las madamas, you would use a certain color for la madama. Los indios, you would use, let's see, you would use yellow, green, and red for los indios to represent los indios. You could also use blue. Los congos, you would use red, and you would use white. You know, so the cintas also indicate what spirit the, you know, the offering is for. If it is for your ancestors, white, you know, un muerto, un difunto en tu familia, you would use a white cinta. But right here, these ones represents the four elements. But these three colors, you know, right here, red, green, and yellow represents la división o la comisión de los indios. Blue and white, if I had a white, would represent la comisión de los piratas, no, los piratas, de los marineros. You know, spirits that work in the elements of water. But right now I'm using, you know, four cintas to represent the four elements. Again, earth, air, fire, water. And again, I'm going to do it real quick. Again, there's water represented, the element of water, the element of metal, the element of air. That, I guess my fire alarms couldn't take the incense smoke, so I had to pause the video. But again, I was talking about the element of water. The element of metal is represented. The element of air, fire, wood. Right here. I give my spirits coffee, an herbal tea. You can give them food. I have two campanas here. The traditional campana and the hotel type of campana. Okay, and again, these are the cintas that will represent what spirit you're working with at what certain time. Right here, the cintas again represent, you know, the 4 elements: fire, earth, water, and the yellow air. Earth can also be represented by brown. The cintas, again, like as I was saying, would indicate, you know, what spirit you're working with. Like I said, if you're working with a Congo, you would use red and white. If you're working with a spirit of the waters, you know, La Comisión Marinera, you would use blue and white. Also, depending on La Madama, like let's say a Madama, what spirit they work under, what Misterio, Loa, or Richa they work, or Santo they work under. Who are the emisarios for? But yes, this is a video. Also, I would give them food offerings. You know, arroz con gandule, depending on what my spirit's like. The café, no sugar, just black coffee. I would also often have like 3 matches right here for my spirits. Pack of cigarettes for my abuelo who smoked Marlboro, you know, cigarettes. I don't have them here. But a pack of Marlboro, you know, they didn't smoke Newports. So yes, this is another video on just a simple layout of la Mesa or Bóveda Espiritual, and how the elements are represented on your Mesa Bóveda Espiritual. I hope you enjoy it. Dios lo bendiga. Un beso muy grande. Que Papá buen Dios y los espíritus los bendiga. Sancista Luis signing out.